My name is Anasa Troutman, and I am a 2017 Creatives on the Rise, and this is how I create. I am a writer, producer, and creative strategist. What makes my creative process unique is that I don't actually see myself as a traditional creative. I think that my creative process is a lot more cerebral and intellect-driven. Most creatives, most people who consider themselves artists, are driven by aesthetic, they're driven by beauty, they're driven by, those kinds of things, but I'm really, really mentally and intellectually driven by my creative process. It all happens up here, and most of it doesn't end up in a place where you can see it. It mostly ends up in a plan or in a way that you found a piece of art or in a way that a piece of art was created to impact you. So I think that is a bit different than most artists. I'm really inspired by my vision for the future of the world. All of the work that I do is connected to some value or some way I want to see the world change. I don't do art for art's sake. I really think about, I want to see this section of people, or this group, or this policy. I want to see this thing change. And I think about, what can I create that can open the minds and hearts of people, that will have them be able to think about this particular thing in a different way. Like my project, She Stories, it didn't start out about storytelling. It really started out about, I see that there's still a conversation publicly about women that doesn't give us the space for equality and dignity and being fully self-expressed. So what can I create that will shift public discourse about the way women see themselves and other people see them? And I got the idea was driven by that desire, not by the desire to create stories or not the desire to create films. It was really driven by my desire to see women see themselves differently. And I think that all the things, everything I've ever created really has been because I wanted to see something shift on the planet, in the world, in my community, or even in myself. The whole point of my art is to inspire life. I really, really like, what really drives me is the core value of love and wanting for all people to feel loved, for wanting all people to be able to have dignity, to be taken care of, and to be able to take care of their families. And so if I don't think a piece of art that I make is gonna help that be easier or more accessible or more attainable for someone, then I don't even do it. It doesn't even, the idea never even comes into my mind. I've never had a creative idea that I just had just because, like, oh, it'd be fun to make this. I sometimes wish I could just create just for beauty, but it's just not how I'm built. Or maybe it's not how my parents trained me. I don't know, but I really, yeah, the art I make opens hearts and minds. That's what it's for. Like, if I make something, it's gotta be something that's gonna crack somebody open and have them see themselves different, have them see someone else different, have them see the world different, have them expand the possibilities for love, for all of us. My main project right now is called She Stories, and it's a storytelling platform for women. We produce stories, and we also give the gift of storytelling as a tool to everyday women so they can tell their own stories. And it's really meant to be able to, shift public discourse about the power of women and feminine-centered leadership and what's possible when a woman has space to be fully self-expressed in her leadership and her creativity and her ability to innovate. And I love it. It's like my favorite thing I ever did. It's the best idea I ever had, like, seriously. My name is Anasa Troutman. I'm a 2017 Creative on the Rise, and this is how I create.